Today we're going to be running through my top 5 Kontakt libraries. Hi folks, I'm Mike and I hope you're well. Now today I'm going to be running through my top 5 Kontakt libraries that I would recommend to you guys to get because they've proven their worth time and time again in so many of my sessions. Now before I get into that, if this is your first time here, if you're into home recording, tips and tricks, plugins and that kind of thing, then please do subscribe now. Ring the bell on YouTube so you can see my future videos. Now with that said, let's get stuck into that top 5.
1.
Okay folks, so the first library on my list is Studio Drummer by Native Instruments. Now the reason I've chosen this is because I find it's the best all-round drum kit library for Kontakt. There are some other drum kit libraries out there, but they're better for specific songs. As I say, I find this to be the best all-rounder. Now it comes with 3 different kits, the Garage kit, the Session kit and the Stadium kit. So let's have a quick listen to the Garage kit first off. And then the Session kit. And the Stadium kit. Now as you can hear, they all sound pretty awesome just out of the box, but you can change the sounds on them a little bit as well. So you can go into the options here and you could make changes to specific drums and the velocity curve. And you've also got a mixer, so you can actually mix the balance of your kit. As well as using the mixer here, you can actually send each drum out to a separate channel on your main console, so you can actually control them in your main mixing environment. Now as well as that, you can actually swap out the snare drums on the kits. I actually prefer this snare drum for the Garage kit, and it's the Garage kit that I'm going to use in my groove. So let's have a listen to see how it fits in. So next up I wanted to choose a bass guitar for my groove. Now this is the Rickenbacker Bass by Scarby. This may seem like a strange choice for my top 5 all-time Kontakt libraries, but I've actually grown to love this instrument a lot. When I first tried it I thought, well, it sounds just like a Rickenbacker bass, which wasn't the sound that I always wanted to have, but I found after playing with it, it's quite a versatile sounding instrument, and that's because of the various options you've got with it. So you've got some choices for your pickup selection here and some controls for the basic instrument sound, but what really makes a difference is when you start playing over here. Over here we've got an amplifier, and of course if you switch that on you get a lot of control over the sound, and then you've got a choice of speaker cabinets, and that really changes the sound and for me adds a lot more depth to the whole instrument. On top of that they give you a tape sort of saturation simulator, a compressor and an equalizer. So I've made up a preset called Creative Source, and let me show you how it fits into our little groove. So next up I wanted to add some keys to my groove, and I've chosen one of my all-time favourite libraries, and that's the Scarby A200, and it's based upon the old Wurlitzer A200 from the 60s and 70s, so it's definitely got a kind of an old sound to it, and it's really just a noisy sort of electric piano sound. Sounds something like this. Now it's kind of beautiful in its simplicity. You've just got a tremolo control here, you've got some control over the amount of noise you get, and you've got a reverb and a delay. I like it just out of the box as it is, and let's have a listen to see how it fits into our groove. Now next up is probably the least exciting of all my choices, and that's the Noise Firm Complete Shaker and Tambourine. Now the reason it's found its way into my top 5 is because it often finds its way into my sessions, and that's because I find with most of the drum plugins and drum libraries that the tambourines and the shakers are kind of an afterthought and they just don't sound all that good. With Noise Firm's shaker and tambourine, I find they're a lot more subtle and there's a few different choices of sounds. So let's see how they come together in my groove.
Five.
Now last but by no means least is the Alicia Keys piano. I've used this library probably more than any other library that I've got in Kontakt, and that's because a lot of my music does involve pianos, and this is just a really good go-to piano. It's a good all-rounder. Now there are other great pianos out there, and I find they've got much more character to them, which means they're going to fit particular songs, but this, as I say, is a really good all-rounder. Sounds good across the whole keyboard, and there's quite a few options to play with. But first, let's have a little listen. Now over in the settings, you've got a really nice reverb included with it, and then when we go into the keys section, I often find myself using this velocity curve. So if I just want to make it quite a bit softer, I might go to something like this. Have a listen. Or even down here. Or perhaps this way to make it more powerful. Now you've also got some settings for the pedals and how they're going to react. You've got some settings for the resonance, which can really change the sound of the piano, and you've got control over the noises, you know, like the pedal noises and the mechanical key noises. So overall, those help to make it a really realistic sounding piano, and as I say, a good all-rounder. Now let's see how it's going to fit into our groove. Now, I've partly chosen these plugins because they will fit into my groove. There are a selection of others which I use quite a lot and I do love dearly. So I'm going to give some honourable mentions. First of all, I want to give an honourable mention to the Giant. There's a really, really good piano sound. It's got quite a bit of character to it, and you can add a really hard edge to it, which I really like on some of my songs. Next, I have to mention the Alicia modern bass. I use it for a very long time. It's a really warm sounding bass guitar which can be used on a lot of different types of music. Then there's a lot of products by Spitfire, but I particularly like Spitfire Albion when I want to put together some strings, because I find the strings in that library are really sort of emotional sounding. I can get a lot out of those. And then if I want to use some horns, then I tend to go to session horns. If I want a section of horns, it's really good if you want to get those really big brass stabs and that kind of thing. So that's another one that I really love. If you've got a Kontakt library which you really love and I haven't mentioned it here, then do mention it in the comments. And if you'd like me to review one of them and give an in-depth review, then please tell us in the comments below and I'll try and do that for you. So thanks again for listening, folks, and I hope that was of use to you. If you haven't done so yet, then please do subscribe so you can hear about my content in the future. Now I'm going to leave you in the outro with the groove yet again, but without me waffling all over it, so you can hear all of those instruments again in context, and I'll see you next week.